In this exercise, we are going to be evaluating expressions. We're going to start from a position that most of you will be familiar with. If we consider a football team, such as Hawthorn, you might look at a scoreboard on the MCG and see that the score is 6 goals, 2 behinds, which gives us a total of 38 points. How does that relate to the work that we're doing solving expressions and equations? Well, we know that a goal is equal to 6 points. A behind is equal to 1 point. So if we were to have a look at Hawthorn's score, I could write this as an expression. 6 goals, 2 behinds. I've written it as an expression using words. Now with the work that we've done with algebra, instead of using the words, I'm going to use letters. So 6G. I'm saying a goal is represented by the letter G. And we're going to add to that 2 behinds, 2B. Now because I want to work out the total sum, I'm going to add these two together. We've said a goal is worth 6 points. So G is equal to 6. A behind is worth 1 point. So B is equal to 1. So I'm going to use a highlighter here. G is 6 points. And you can see I've got G in my expression. B is worth 1 point. So you can see I've got B in my expression. So what I'm going to do is do a substitution. So I've got my expression 6G plus 2B. 6G means 6 times G plus 2B, which means 2 times B. So where I have a G, I'm going to substitute 6 because G is equal to 6. So I'm going to replace the G with 6. That gives me 6 times 6. The 6 has come from our G equals 6 plus 2 times B I'm going to replace with 1 because B is equal to 1. I have substituted the 1 for the B. Now 6 times 6 is 36 plus 2 times 1 is 2. 36 plus 2 is 38. Just how I would see the score calculated on the MCG scoreboard. In this exercise, there are a number of key ideas. It says, to evaluate an expression, substitute or replace each pronumeral with a number and then work out the value. So let's break this down. To evaluate. The evaluate means that our answer will be a number. So our final answer will be a number. We're going to substitute or replace, like we did in the football example, each pronumeral. The pronumeral is a letter. So we're going to replace each letter with a number. So we're going to find a number by replacing the letters with numbers and working out what my final total will be. We are reminded that we must follow the correct order of operations. The order of operations you're reminded about on the right-hand side. On the right-hand side, I have just put some brackets around. When we're going to work out our answers, we work out what is in the brackets first. Indices. Now, indices are powers, such as 3 squared, which means 3 times 3, which is 9. Division and multiplication. And lastly, addition and subtraction. Other things we need to remember, as pointed out in the football example, something like 5a means 5 times a. Something like 5ab means 5 times a times b. So if I said to you a was equal to 3 and b was equal to 2, 5a, 5 times a, means 5 times 3, which is 15. 5ab, which means 5 times a times b, means 5 times 3 times 2. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. You could have worked out 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 6 is 30. You would get the same answer. Here is the first example in your textbook. So I'm going to take you through how to read the question. The first thing says evaluate. So that means your answer at the end will be a number. Each expression by substituting 4 for x. So wherever we see x, we're going to replace it with 4. So they're telling us x is equal to 4. Part A says x plus 2. We've said x is equal to 4. I have x plus 2, so I'm going to replace x with the number 4. So I get 4 plus 2, which is 6. For part B, I'm asked to work out 7x. 7x means 7 times x. So I'm going to replace x with 4. So we get 7 times 4, which is 28. For part C, I've got 3x minus 1. That means 3 times x minus 1. So I am going to replace x with the number 4. So I've got 3 times 4 minus 1. 3 times 4 is 12, so I have 12 minus 1. 12 minus 1 is 11. The second example for this exercise looks more complicated. We're given 3 values, A, B, and C. We're asked to evaluate, so we know our answer at the end will be a number by substituting A equals 4, B equals 3, and C equals 5. So part A says to us 2A plus B. That means 2 times A plus B. Using my highlighter, A is equal to 4, B is equal to 3. So I am going to substitute A equals 4, where I've marked yellow, and B equals 3, where I've marked green. So I have 2 times A was equal to 4, so 2 times 4, plus B is equal to 3. So I've got 2 times 4, working out multiplication first. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. For part B, we have 7, bracket C minus B. So we know we have to work out the brackets first. C, I haven't highlighted yet, so I'm going to highlight that. C is equal to 5. So what do I have? I have 7 times C minus B. C is equal to 5. B is equal to 3. So I have 7 times C was 5 minus B, which is 3. 5 minus 3 is 2, working out the brackets first. 7 times 2 is 14. So my answer is 14. The last part of the question is part C. It says B plus C all divided by 2. We already know that B is equal to 3. And we know that C is equal to 5. So we can write this as B, which is 3, plus C, which is 5, all divided by 2. 3 plus 5 is 8, all divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4.